What's up, YouTube? It is Jeff Toffner right here on the Glorious Podcast, coming to you with a little something different today. Tonight obviously is one of the most hyped up fights of all time, well, boxing matches rather, between Floyd Money Mayweather and the notorious Conor McGregor. This fight has been, well, boxing, I don't know, I'm just gonna call it fight, just whatever. It's been hyped up like nothing before. It's probably, people are calling it the biggest in history. So, I have to cover it somewhat. And as a matter of fact, I don't even know if I'm going to buy the pay-per-view tonight. $100. I don't know. It's going to be one of those things where it's like, if I don't buy it, I hope it's awful and it's just one, 5-second thing. I've never really been a big fan of boxing. I'll get that out of the way at first. I remember watching Mayweather versus Pacquiao a few years back. Other than that, I only watch on occasion or whatever, so I'm not like a diehard boxing fan. I don't know a whole lot about the sport. But, obviously, this is a boxing match. It's a UFC guy coming to the boxing world to take on an undefeated boxer, one of the greatest of all time, in Floyd Mayweather, who is 49-0 with 26 knockouts. McGregor obviously has no boxing experience. This will be his first ever boxing match. He, in MMA, is 21-3 with 18 KOs. So, obviously, when you look at it for a prediction, you'd say Mayweather, no question about it. He's undefeated. He's the boxer. This is McGregor. McGregor's in someone else's house, basically, if you think about it. You know what I mean? And the reason, and you might wonder why this wasn't a UFC match. Why didn't, Mayweather come over to UFC? Because it just wouldn't have been the same. McGregor, I think, stands somewhat of a chance tonight, but if it were in UFC, I feel like there's no question McGregor would just, win. No, you know what I mean? I don't think Mayweather would even really have a chance. It's just different in UFC, so that's why it's boxing. I don't understand. I feel like this really is overhyped, this fight, to be honest. It's a boxer versus an MMA guy. How do you just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it won't be overhyped if McGregor wins. As for my prediction for the fight, I think Mayweather was going to end up winning, and he's going to go 50-0. I think this might be his last fight, too. It would be perfect. It would be ideal to retire at 50-0 if you're Mayweather. So, this would be huge, though, if he loses. He is 49-0. If McGregor just comes into the boxing world and beats an undefeated man in Floyd Mayweather, who's 49-0, one of the greatest of all time, gets beat by a guy who's never had a boxing match in his life, that would be insane. Personally, for my opinion on what I want to happen, I want to see McGregor come in there and win. I want to see that. I just don't think it's going to happen, because I just think it won't happen. Mayweather's probably going to end up winning, but I'd love to see McGregor win. It would be crazy. As for the fight itself, how long do I think it's going to go? That's been a question. It's a 12-round fight. I don't think it's going to go 12 rounds, no question there. If it goes 12 rounds, I'll be crazy. But I think it really comes down to if McGregor's got to get him quick. If McGregor can, knock him out quick in, the first, 5 rounds maybe, then that's good. Then he'll win the fight. But if Mayweather can at least get him to, past 5, I think then everything's in Mayweather's hands, basically, and he'll probably end up getting the win. And if it's a no decision at the end, no one gets knocked out, they'll definitely give it to Mayweather, probably. Because he is the boxer, so that would suck. That's what I'm worried about if I were to get the pay-per-view or whatever, to see that happen. And I just hate when fights end like that, boxing matches, where I just want to say, I'm not really a fan of the sports, like I've said before, but I just like seeing people get knocked out. I think that's what a lot of people will be watching for. It's I'm paying $100 for this, so I want to see someone get knocked out. That's what everyone will say. So, of course, that's what I'm hoping for tonight. I don't know, but my prediction is Mayweather. I can't see McGregor just doing that. Mayweather's undefeated. He's one of the best boxers of all time. McGregor hasn't even had a boxing match in his life. I know he has the whole MMA experience and everything, and he's good over there in UFC and all that. But, this is boxing. It's completely different. You can't kick. It's only throwing punches. So, it's a whole different story. So, I don't know. But then part of me wants to think Conor's going to win. But, that would be amazing, though, if he won. Just not being, if I could see if you were a fan of Mayweather or, or a fan of the sport, of specifically boxing, just in general. If you're a big boxing fan, you're probably rooting for Mayweather because You don't want to see some guy from the UFC come in and beat, one of the greatest boxers of all time. And then obviously if you're a fan of Mayweather, same story. But not really being a fan of boxing. I mean, I watch UFC on occasion, so I know, a little bit more about McGregor than I do Mayweather. But just not being a fan of it, I would love to see McGregor come in there and end that streak. Because, that would just be it. I mean, that's like a streak being broken. That would be crazy, though, if it happens. I can't imagine it happening, though. It's almost one of those things you just think about. It's just not going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen. If it does, though, I will be very surprised. As for the fight itself, though, like I've said before, McGregor's got to knock him out in, like, the first 5 rounds. That's his best chance. Floyd plays that, like, defensive style. I know that. So, I mean, it's not the most exciting style, but as you could see by his record, it gets the job done. He's never lost. So, McGregor's just got to land maybe one big punch or whatever, and that could be it. That could be it. Same thing with Mayweather, though. He could land one big punch, knock McGregor out. And I feel like that's what's going to end up happening. I think this will end up being Floyd winning by KO. But we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see. It'll be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to even watch it. Going to be interesting to see, though. If I do end up watching it, or something crazy happens, I'll do another video later today on it, after the fight later tonight. But if it's just, boring or whatever, I don't care. I'm just doing this because it's basically, you can't avoid doing it. Everyone's talking about it. It's everywhere in the news. I mean, you just can't avoid it. So, let me know what you guys think's going to win this fight tonight. Do you think Mayweather's going to win, or do you think McGregor will end that undefeated streak of Mayweather's? Let me know about that in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, go follow me over on Twitter. Link in the description as always, and I'll see you later today with some more news right here on the Glorious Podcast.